Hello and welcome to another video by me and Design84. Today we're doing chapter 25 of Super Sentai vs Super Sentai Nova, entitled A Movie Plot Gone Awry. Author's note, after a really long hiatus I'm back. Let's see how long I can keep myself away from hiatus when I got things to do like work or other projects. Anyway, I'm not sure how much this chapter's full of plot making sense, but here we go. Chapter 25, A Movie Plot Gone Awry. Once again, a clear day was in shores for the Super Sentai, leaving him in free time before he knew what kind of plan Long had in his pocket. And most of the rest were doing their normal activities. At that point, Takumo decided to go help out Dry and maintain his crepe stand. Come get your crepes here, tasty, healthy, and it doesn't cost a lot. Banana crepe? Coming right up, sir. Banana crepe, huh? Okay, leave it to me. Taku acted as the one who attracted the customer, Mogo as the waitress. Sexism right there, folks. And Dry as the cook. More customers came to buy the products in the stand. In other words, it's a big success in a quick time. After they eventually packed up, they began to chat together. Hey, I'm really thankful about this. Dry started the conversation. We got a lot today. Don't sweat it, it's what friends do. Taku smiled back at him, tapping his shoulder in a friendly manner. We help each other in good and bad times. Yeah, couldn't said it better, Mogo chimed back. However, quickly enough, the smile started to fade and became worried, but somehow I think we'll have it tested soon. Huh? What do you mean about that, Moeko? Taku asked her, angrily. We have every right to worry at times like this, but after all, we are still stuck in an alternate world where everything in the real world were at stake depending on their success. It's just that Moeko tried to recall what transpired in the recent past. After she put everything on her voice, was trying to clear her mind. Ever since that incident with Hoji, don't you think that Melly's been? I trust her, Moeko. She won't go bad. Dry quickly chimed in. He was quite worried that Moeko, who only had little time to go with Melly, might not trust Melly that quickly. I mean, even he had to do something. But yeah, lately she's been quite grumpier than usual. Taku let out a small sigh on this conversation. Not probably to tell him to forget it, even he knew something was not right. It all began at their last battle when Melly suddenly had a giant outburst of anger at the mere mention of her fellow Rinjuken users being slaughtered. Good thing that she didn't take it out on Hoji, the one who delivered the killing blows. But even afterwards she became more distant with the rest of the team. Melly? Ah! And the silence was destroyed with a cry of help from many from afar. Let's go, Taku signaled his two friends. If any of these people perish here, they would perish as well in the real world, so they have to always keep their guard up. And to reach the site of crisis, the planet was attacked by Batsroids led by one Igoroid. Is it one Igoroid or Igoroids? We shouldn't let our guard down just because they're grunts, Taku warned as he raised his arms up to high to his eye. Let's go! Okay! But the signal for the two to transform and they followed suit. Aura Mask, Super Henge, Dawn, Changer. We transformed and leapt right onto the battle, interrupting the Batsroids. Drawing their weapons, the three slashed through a horde of Batsroids. Everyone get out of here, quick! As usual, Pink Mask had time to get everyone out. Shortly after, she rescued a young boy by delivering a flying kick to a Batsroid that nearly attacked him. It's safe now. Pink Mask held him on the shoulder, trying to assure him. Where his face seemed to look at her with shock rather than assurance, as a Batsroid was approaching and trying to attack her from the back. Without even looking at it, Pink Mask just raised her hand and backhanded the Batsroid away. So cool. In an instant, the boy's face was filled with awe and he was slowly blushing, realizing just how this cool lady in suit just shoved away his attacker. Hurry up! Pink Mask's exclamation was the thing that brought him back to senses, and he complied, running away, enabling her to concentrate once again. Just as he started knocking away several Batsroids, Red Mask approached her, as he also got around from beating out his own batch of Batsroids. But you just got yourself a new fan, huh? Red Mask teased, he also witnessing the ordeal. We don't have time for that in the middle of battle, Pink Mask protested, but her attempts for more was stopped the moment she witnessed Red Mask right in front of her, just raised his right leg and then without looking behind, just kicked an approaching Batsroid. What the hell is happening, Miss Telegraph? You'll get used to it eventually if you fight more. I thought we fought enough times to make it a regular thing. Alright. No, help! Somebody help! The two suddenly heard someone speak with good English. They only thought it was Ninja Black, quickly washed away with thought from their mind, but they know he wouldn't do that. In fact, it was an old man who was around his 50s, already possessing white hair and half bald, running away and stumbling as the leading Igoroid approached him menacingly. Nowhere to run, old man. Raised its blade for a killing blow. Both masked men were just ready to pull their laser magnums and shoot him, but... Ninja Black was first. A flying spin kick onto the Igoroid's face knocked him away. Sir, you may want to escape from here. It's dangerous. Ninja Black spoke to the old man. He stepped into speaking in his really good English. The old man's eye was wide open on hearing this, but he realized the situation quicker. After he nodded, he ran off as Ninja Black raised himself. I may have completed my mission, but I won't just leave empty-handed like this. One more strike is all I need. The Igoroid readies his sword, preparing for his attack. Cross! Gagure-ryu, Nagare-boshi. Before the Igoroid could even finish his words, let alone launch the attack, Ninja Black already made the first move and struck him down with his attack, destroying it. When the battle, he stood and put his thumb down. Judgment. Nicely done, Jiraiya. As a freedom morph, the masked men approached the attack range with Mogo giving a praise, or he nearly could have taken back the Blazer Magnum. First come, first serve, Jiraiya answered confidently. I was just nearby, is all. Jiraiya. Taku suddenly started tapping his shoulder and not looking at him. His gaze instead directed somewhere else. I'm not sure about why, just this time he's speaking English more often, but that old man, I think he's looking at you. Oh really, did I just do that? Jiraiya realized his slipper and spoke Japanese once again. He didn't mean to show off. In the moment he saw the man Taku was pointing at, he recognized the man. Sir, do you have business with me? Oh, you were that? The old man approached him. Judging him a look, he looked like an aged American man. Can you repeat what you just said before, in English? I'm not sure I follow. Momoko commented and everything on Taku. I don't think I speak English that good. Yeah, clearly he's an American, Taku replied. Don't worry, Jiraiya can take care of him, and I'm sure he means no harm. Ahem. Jiraiya saw no harm in honouring his request, and after clearing his throat, he spoke in quite good English, a quite Japanese accent after his time staying in Japan. Do you have business with me? Oh, wonderful, you're just the man I am looking for. The American old man praised it to Mutan. Such tenacity, such moves, and good in speaking English too. I thought it'd be hard to find a Japanese who can speak English well. You racist motherfucker! I grew up in America, Jiraiya stated. Just what was that about, sir? Oh, well, I am looking for some people in this land of rising sun for a project of mine. The old man spoke, then he took a look at both Taku and Momoko. Presuming his glare made the two nervous. Their faces looked uneasy. It was like, I can't speak English, were written all over their faces. The old man approached them slowly, suddenly spoke in a casual tone. By the way, I can speak Japanese too, so don't give me that nervous face, okay? That nervous faces. At that moment, both Taku and Momoko let out a relieved sigh. As the four now sat on a nearby bench, they became acquainted with this American man. So you're a movie director, Mr. Gillaron. Gillaron? Taku spoke after the man spoke about his career. Just Clint will do. The man, Clint Gillaron, replied back. I've been on a project about a movie that will bridge relations between Japan and America together. Even as an American, his Japanese language is also flawless. Nothing exaggerated, even if he did have some accent, it was like he was nearly native. Well, I can tell from your passion I can tell your passion from even how you speak, sir, Momoko replied as well. Your Japanese is, shall I say, flawless. Oh, thanks for the praise, miss. Clint smiled back to him. I'll learn to speak like this from my teacher, a full-blooded Japanese, Master Hayao Kurosawa. He also taught me about movie making and directing. Wow, from one great director to another director. Jiraiya commented, both Clint and Hayao were known for their phenomenal works after all. Still, from movies I've made, I think I haven't made one kind of movie that will serve as a tribute to honour my master and what he has taught me. Clint continuously looked at the sky. There are a lot of debates out there, petty debates on how Japanese products are superior compared to American products, and the reverse can happen too. I think we know what this thing's a commentary on. Yeah, after Taku nearly spoken how they have thrown from the real world to an alternate world, he stopped in time to knock his director. And while checking things out, I had noticed those things as well. And the thing is, sometimes it escalates to something unprecedented, Clint continued. Right now, what we heard was just extreme bullying, but I just know it can escalate to something worse. That's why I thought I'd use my filmmaking skill to make a film that both sides can enjoy, both sides respecting each other. Culture exchange via films, Momoko commented as well. That sounds like a wonderful idea. There's one succeeding perhaps, but maybe other directors will be inspired to make similar things except with different countries. On dreaming the potential of what could happen if he succeeded, Clint couldn't help but smile. Maybe one day between Germany and France, or and somehow I'm one of your potential actors to make this film come true? Dry tried to think of how much time he can spend. When he looked at Taku and Moko, he just smiled and acknowledged him. After a few seconds thinking, Dry then looked at Clint. I'll be happy to help. Oh, thank you so much. Clint in his joy grabbed Dry's hand to shake it while tapping the backside of his shoulder. But in order to make this film a success, I will need someone else in this country that looks a little enthusiastic on America. Huh? Enthusiastic on America? Moko wondered. What do you mean by that? The basic of the story will be about someone from Japan who speaks English well, and his other friend who grew up in America but a little obsessed with Japanese language in spite of his shortcomings. Clint explained. In other words, a gaijin. It's okay if a gaijin is played by a Japanese, I can take care of that. I think the requirement of the secondary character, someone crossed Taku's mind, then looked at his friend. Dry, you thinking what I'm thinking? Oh yes, Dry noted in response. So that's how the story goes. Back in Bond on the casual room, Taku explained everything to his teammates. His eyes were looking at Nona and Hoji. You mind helping things out here? What? Hoji couldn't believe it. If it's helping others, he'll happily do it. The context didn't seem right to him. You're telling me to represent bad English? What do you take me for? Well, it is what Mr. Gilliran is looking for. I is still trying to push the idea. Come on, Hoji, I really can't think of anyone else best of a job aside of you. Look, anyone Japanese can speak broken English is easy, as long as you know the words. Hoji continued to protest. Just why me? Of all people, I thought there are others here who use English phrases in our battles. Even Taku does that. Yeah, of course. Thing is, I'm totally with Jiraiya here. Taku suddenly chimed in and stood on Jiraiya's side. You're one who continues to spam broken English even in daily conversation. It should come naturally for you. Hoji bit his tongue hearing it. He has to admit he did have that habit. He's doing that since he's a child. But his whole thing is just embarrassing. Okay, where do we get the tragic backstory explaining why? Whereas about another person he can tell, and he looked at her. Say something about this, May. Come on. There's a sign as Hoji looked at May hopefully. Maybe she'll side to him. However, she just gave a smile and tapped his shoulder. How about you just roll with it? It could be a unique experience, plus you get to appear on screen. Even you too, May? Hoji was severely disappointed with the response. He glanced at Moko next, continuing to use a pair of Taku and Dry. He knew what their response would be. Not to mention he was also smiling and nodding her head slowly, as in telling him to go with it. Only Melee, who was the last one in the room and with her arms crossed and completely not going with the conversation, has yet to give an answer. Hoji then called, Well, Melee? Ridiculous. Melee's disgruntled voice made Hoji regret what he would say. He instead glared at the team based out around. You go on talking about this fun film project thing, and forgetting that any time, Long can just strike, I can catch you unprepared. What kind of warriors are you? Melee, stop this! Sasato was the first to approach Melee and tell off. Helping others have its own merit, or have you forgotten that time of Kasumi? Indeed, Melee still remember that time to embrace being good and inspiring a little girl named Kasumi, where at this moment something was clouding her that she was blinded from that. But it had nothing to do with this. You guys have your fun while here 4 students of my school get brutally killed, and Miss Fern is supposed to honour them? I couldn't even say anything more. This was really bad timing. The A is unnecessary. When Clint gave the word, he was so filled with joy about spreading the good word throughout the world that he missed that out. Mel, I understand that you have bad grief. Just as I thought, you really followed your school. Ooh, Taku tried to calm down. If you don't want to participate in it, it's okay, we're not forced you. Ha! See if Long suddenly stuck to while you're having fun. Don't come crying to me. Melee scored back. She pointed to Taku while fiercely going at him. Ryo-sama's school is in shambles because of him. And all you do is... She was biting her lip. She spoke with her words trembling. She couldn't take it anymore. Ah! With a frustrated scream, Melee stormed off, leaving the room and everyone stunned. Melee, oh, see something alright. All of a sudden, Mikoto just walked into the room just right after everyone were recovering. Oh there, ease up, stop looking like you just saw a ghost. Well, you're the one to talk. What about seeing a ghost? Told you had to get in mind that Mikoto used to be dead and then now brought back to life, pretty close to a ghost. So was Melee, twice, and he's 3 times that even. Anyway, I'll talk her out. Mikoto suddenly offered, you just go ahead with this kind of fun about helping that director. It's an interesting endeavour to you should do it. Taku thought about that, eventually he realised something. Guys, I know we meant no offence to Melee, but helping others is something we usually like, right? We consider it interesting, right? shouldn't let this cloud our dedication. Makoto says he'll take care of her, we'll trust him. We should proceed as planned. We shouldn't completely dismiss Melee's warnings though, even if it is meant to be a fun session, Mokaku's speech. Should be aware too, what the enemies are planning. Well, yeah, that sounds great, Hody nodded. We should do it. Does it mean you finally accept a proposal on that with Jiraiya? Suddenly May teased him, finally stopping Hody. Oh, wait a second. Hody has one last chance for it. Then turned towards Mikoto and realised his smirk with his appointment, particularly about Melee. Then to his own side. Alright, fine, I'll do that part. Great, Jiraiya replied back in English. If they spoke the same word, their accents sprang to clear that it was Jiraiya who spoke in better English. Oh, we should be meeting him soon. As the team continued to discuss their plan, Mikoto went slunk away from the room on his own. Ha! Ya! Ah! Outside Bonds, Melee, already frustrated with the current events, went to lash out on a nearby woods. What did the trees ever do to you? Their fists started to punch out several nearby tree trunks. In one hit, they usually fell down. Whenever something felt really awkward, slipped their fist. It's weird. Back in those days, negative emotion like frustration would boost up the power of Rinjuken. But it wasn't satisfied with how the trees fell down. They should be crawling vertically, not horizontally. She was actually expecting the whole tree was evaporated by Rinky. With this, I still feel frustrated, but I don't even feel more powerful. Well, the woodcutter's job got cut. Her voice started as she looked to behind, saw Mikoto walking to her. What do you want? Melee hissed slowly at him, clean not to move the bed door. Don't have a quip to me, if so, get lost. No can do, missy. Mikoto wasn't even faced with such threat. And for once he was staring right at Melee's eyes as he walked to him. Oh, Melee is now a man. He seemed rather serious. But rather, you'd better get yourself in shape. It is not an easy game. Game? Hearing a word game riled Melee further. My mother was killed by games. You bastard! You don't think a death my fellow disciple was nothing but games? She grabbed Mikoto's collar and looked into her face filled with both frustration and anger. How dare you! You sully Rio Sama's legacy further, and just like now you're falling right into Long's game. Mikoto did not lose his cool, but his words pierced through Melee's feelings. Yes, everything in this life is a game. That's why we have to keep our head cool, because we're all surrounded with people who want knock us out from the game. I hate to admit this, but I've had a good feeling that Long is a very tough opponent. He's got his planning ahead, back to his immortality. And what makes you think I care? Here are some of the things Melee could come up with, aside back to drawing blank in her mind. Mortal or not, Long will pay. You now have to go for extremities. It's not the kind of extreme that's good for beating him. As Mikoto sent some doubts in Melee's mind, he then raised his fist and hit her arm that was holding him. Caught off guard, Melee ended up having Mikoto hold her hand a lot. See, if you at least cleared mine, blocking me off will be easy. Let go already. Listen up. Mikoto then got his head near Melee's ears and started explaining to her. Like it or not, you're on my team now. And your reckless action can throw monkey wrench into my planning and games and score victories for Long instead. So you better keep your head clear, or whether the actions went when suddenly Mikoto sends something, not only released his lock, but also pushed Melee quite far. What fell to the ground? As a result, they managed to dodge 3 sharp explosive cards that blew the ground they're thrown at. Blew it where? And approaching him were none other than Legior. I think I now remember. Legior, you. The word remember was heard from her mouth. Mikoto was shocked. Did you finally remember him? Perhaps you are Mikoto Nakadai. And yes, I think we were involved in some ways before. Legior spoke as if she just lost part of her innocence. It was still there, but she sounded a bit more serious. Yet you, at that point, then quickly glared at Melee. Are cheating on me for this wench? With that, she pointed her staff and let out several blasts of magic towards Melee. Misunderstandings. All the rage in 2003 Tokusatsu. She only barely dodged it before enough to knock her away. Melee grunted, tried to get up. Cheating my ass. Why, who would enter a relationship on this Jakademi? She did. In the past. Mikoto corrected Melee before quickly turning back to the side of dawn. Legior, this time what kind of lies were fed to you by Long? Really? So he's saying that our relationship is a lie before? Legior started out with a low voice, but slowly her innocence started to show again. And this time in full of a tantrum. Cheater! Scum! You only say that so you could move away from me. Unforgivable! I didn't mean... What the hell has gotten to you, Mikoto? Melee at the time caught him. Don't tell me this one is your weak point. You talk big about how I'm playing for a long time, but look, dude, you're the one being played by him. But Mikoto really had no comeback at all. Even Melee had a point. Probably why Long had a hand in influencing Lee Joel. While his weak point was spotted, I just get rid of this useless feeling so I can get the upper hand. But I don't know why. But I just can't. Not the Lee Joel. As I've told you, this will be where they are together. A voice, this time a male's voice, was heard. Melee's face is shocked, like she recognised the voice. The information from my fallen brethren that we gathered proved useful. Fallen brethren? Melee's voice jumped saw a Rin-Rin approaching her. Rin-Rins was bigger than any normal ones, and not into giant size, and was shaped like a dinosaur, particularly the Tyrannosaurus rex species. You surely recognise me, Miss Melee, but for customary shape. Rin-Rin then performed a small cat paw, introduced himself. I'm the Rinju dinosaur fist user, Ryukyo. Ryukyo, do you realise what you're doing? Melee said. Lots of emotions were filled within her, but mostly anger for sake of disbelief. I'm really okay with trampling the legacy of Ryo-sama. I do what I must. As Ryukyo said that, he looked upward and let out a mighty roar. But suddenly the woods were surrounded by both Barney soldiers and Minchi. You're coming with us, liked or not. I'll give you the choice. Do you want to come quietly or back of you change? Because David let him finish the sentence, transform to Abre Killer. That's our answer. Try and contain us. You can avoid our rampage. Finally, the act allowed Melee to at least smirk and silently see Tanto. Here, try not to just bark so loud, Mikoto. If it comes to striking your girlfriend, then do it without hesitation. I'd say the same about you and your brethren. Do as long suggested, people. Lee Joel went into the command to her soldiers. Attack! There must be two isolated soldiers. His warriors ran forward and attacked the horde of soldiers without fear of anything. Just as promised, Hoden and Jiraiya went to the studio where Clint was located. It was a rather nice villa with several trees and a pond in its garden. And there they were told to wait for a waiting room, where they also find the needed costumes for the shooting. We're setting up a props for the moment, Clint said to them. In the meantime, you can wait here and read the scripts. Think you'd like your personal rehearsal. Mr. Clint, Jiraiya noted. You know, we're grateful you picked us up, but you do realize that we are non-actors. To protect fight and save life. It doesn't guarantee that I will act well. About that, there's no need to worry, my friend. Clint smiled greatly. I had my experiences, but I made some good movies by just picking up some people that did not have any acting experience, then draw out their acting prowess and I direct them. Yet the stories about this legendary director I've heard somewhere is true. Oh, noted. Oh, you flatter me. Flatter me. Clint replied back harshly before he headed back door. So anyway, I'm needed over there. Try to learn the script well. Will do, Jiraiya confirmed. Eventually the director left. Pendadaldi. Okay, this is it, is usually said when you're about to act, not analysing the script. Holding quickly sat down on a chair. Alright, let us get this over with. And the two began reading the script given to them. What the heck? He used a minute saying that word in my own brand of English. Two warriors mortified what they just read. This is just ridiculous, Jiraiya said, trying to get his answer. This is supposed to be a movie to improve between the Americans and the Japanese. What? Yeah, I agree with you. It's disrespectful on both sides. Always on the verge of slamming his script to the ground. The American I'm supposed to portray is this obnoxious boys and trying to emulate the Japanese language too hard. It's getting silly. It's like he hardly abandons his nationality just to work in Japan. That's just insulting. Okay, I'm guessing they're reading Super Sentai vs Power Rangers, since I've heard criticisms like that. They're not sure I have quite some time, as the ninja is quite in shock of hearing what the character's about. What? It's my turn to describe my character? I realised it was his turn. Let's see, on the surface my character is Japanese general, but something feels really off. What do you mean off? I don't know, this character's too perfect, like there's no flaws at all, should I explain? He's got everything going his way, friendly with everyone, girls swoon him. I've expensive his American friend. When he spoke American phrases, he considered cool. I'm not sure if this is too much of a pro-Japanese, anti-American propaganda. This is not going to make peace, it's going to be so controversial it might ruin the relationship of both countries. Oh my god, Hoji muttered into sleep as he realised what he's been roped to. That's the legendary director is... That's what? Oh, he did not hear it before? Hoji's face turned to it. It's just lately, but there's been a case of alienizer crime spree, but the most operandi seemed familiar when it came to culture and film. Many planets turned to a war zone because of this alienizer's way of culture and film. He made films and culture into reason for war? That's just sick. Dry explained and discussed before inquiring further. How did he do that? According to a database, by creating such controversial film that hit two big major power countries in their most sensitive spot and then letting a pissed off audience escalate that into war. How to explain what he's learned so far. Modus operandi of this Clint might be similar that I think there's a chance that he's either that alienized in disguise or is lucky. Now you're accusing him? Driver raised his voice, he got from his seat and approached Hody. Do you really distrust him that much, Hody? He usually got spit on others like that. Driver grabbed Hody by his collar, showing his anger. What if he's innocent? Hands off, Driver. I learned my lessons from past experience. Hody tried to defend himself. Past lessons in people cannot be trusted, Driver said back at him. I thought you nearly blundered out the incident with Michael, so I guess you've learned nothing from it. No, that's wrong. Hody's next explanation turned out to be quite life-saving as it was what calmed Dry down. I was talking about that incident with Michael as my past lesson. I still need to trust others. Oh, with that Driver let go of his hold. What do you mean suspecting Ben if you learn a lesson? I want to believe Mr. Clint. His dream is not once me dismissed like that, Hody explained. I think there could be a chance this alienizer has had a hand in this. I'm not sure. Either a dead person impersonation of a real deal is in prison somewhere. You tell me, Dry, this kind of script such person would write? Well, no, the screenwriters normally do the script. Even kids can write this. Yeah, you've got a point, but it's a very unprofessional one. Dry noticed as he went back to his seat, he began to wonder, how are we going to get out of this thing? I just can't picture myself acting with this character. I know it might come to this. Hey, wanna hear the plan? Hody gestured his hands in, trying to get Dry close in, then with something. Alright actors, time to shine! From the outside, eventually, Clint signaled the two actors to get to the area where they can shoot their acting in a scene which took place in Japanese school. There was something about the rest of the crews. Crews were not natural. It wasn't because they were monsters in disguise, somehow they seemed overtaken with some sort of fear. Clint just looked at him, even he was fighting to face his own fear. Something, it's going to be alright. That was all he could say to assure a team. Eventually, Dry and Hody came out. Their costumes weren't expected. While Dry wore normal clothes, he roughened up the wig he was supposed to wear. The wig used to be perfect, now it looked a little too rowdy, but not to extremes. Meanwhile, Hody's wig were more neatly combed. It was like he looked a bit more proper for an American. What was that makeup designer doing? One became asked Clint. This goes on. Clint was also surprised this change. He tried to touch something about his instinct. Felt how his witness slavery at least Dry. Let's just roll with it. Who knows? Maybe this could turn out better. We're ready, director. Hody can further thumb up. Okay then, you know what to do. Camera rolling. And finally Clint raised his voice to a megaphone in front of him and put his hand forward. Action! Hody and Dry walked toward each other, but even then they walked normally, some of the crew members expressed worry. Huh? Isn't the American one supposed to be drinking heavy coke and looking? The silent Clint just raised his hand out of instinct. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Hey, hello Tony, how did the convention go? Dry's character spoke in English. Apparently it meant to be that he's a Japanese student who did not know how to speak English, even with an accent. Hody was supposed to play as the American transfer student who was supposed to be just too upset in Japan culture but he forsook the American culture, looking like an obnoxious foreigner. Reading the paper, that was really wonderful show. I really enjoyed the tea party. The American animation showcase is pretty good too. Hody's manner of speaking shocked even Dry. Was actually pretty good. It was very unusual as Hody was known for spoken English. For his occasion, he actually spoke very good and proper English. Where do you learn things like that, Hody? All along you've been just pretending? Dry was wide-eyed for a moment, until suddenly something ran in his mind. He could sound the scene. Wow, your English has improved greatly. You've been training? Yes, learning the language is hard, but I do my best. Bad one of them crew members were trying to protest to the script. It was apparent that the two were deviating greatly from the script. Hody's character, who was supposed to be Boris, was played to be more noble, while Dry's character didn't come off as an overly perfect man. Eventually, something caught on to him and they started instead watching. Clint did not even stop them. He was too caught up in the flow and acting. Eventually, as the scene ended with two characters walking together as friends, there was no sign. Mr. Clint, isn't this where you say cut? As a man who was wandering at Baltimore to reality. Oh, right, cut! Clint commanded everyone wrapped up. That was just perfect. Perfect, but we deviated from the script, Hody reminded him. Even so, doing what you aim for, we have to do it. You can't just act out of the script. You want your dreams to come true. Something bugs me, Mr. Clint. It's Dry turned to ask question. Why would you accept such ridiculous script? You know from the first glance it's not one to promote peace between America and Japan, but will instead create currency. I guess I've been caught up. Clintman hung his head low. See, my team used to be a lot more mixed group of people. However, I made a fatal mistake. Because Pat, about one time he met with the producer, offered him a chance to make the film of his dreams. However, when the executive producer finalized our deal, told me that I must obey the script given no matter what. Otherwise, my friends that he held will die. Suddenly a cold voice is heard and a sinister-looking man walked towards them. He did not raise his voice to declare there was anger in him.
Mr. Gilliland, I watched the shooting, you know. Not even once you said cut, even as your Jones Knights did not act like the script.
Mr. Producer, I can explain. Clint still having deputy approached Booth and was begging him. Compose me if you like, but please, spare my friends.
Don't be ridiculous.
Without even raising his voice, Producer then grabbed Clint on the neck and so lifted him up.
I am always a man of my word. You know what it means.
As the producer spoke, suddenly his body transformed into some sort of alien with a silver body and megaphone attached on his chest. Why do I imagine that looking like breasts? While his eyes are formed in circles similar to film mode.
To repose, Zalza!
Upon witnessing the form of the producer, the other crew members started panicking. The panic was subsided when they heard the sound of gun clip and
Gah!
Zalza then saw his hand getting stuck with 3 shuriken, caused him to let go of his grip on Clint. He used his chance to move away, as Renzi dry and hold it close to him. Nice for you, each showing your face here. Zalza of Planet Birth 3. He, Hody said, showing his badge. You do realize you've been marked for deletion by the SPD for long. For long? That badge. SPD! No shit. Zalza then started to lose his cordially raised voice bit.
So you were disguising as actors, trying to ruin my masterpiece.
I'm not an SPD, but that script of yours, you call it a masterpiece? Dry shot back at him. It will never go down as a masterpiece. The whole of the script will be mocked for us.
You really don't understand the quality of such a script.
Zalza protested.
If such a script is final, I can imagine the spark that'll fly. Films under it will go down in history as one of the greatest films. Films so good it becomes a reason why a planet goes boom in civil war.
Your definition of beauty is something you can't let two happen. I declared further. There's only one action for a criminal like you. You'll be eliminated.
Eliminate me? Ha! Try me. Before that happens, I mean to access my hostage and kill them.
Zalza regained his composure. He pulled a one-hand machine gun and put his hand on the air. Dark circle appeared and he inserted his hand to it. Wait, Bat. Clint was shocked and did. Please, no. There were shots were fired several times. Thankfully, Jiraiya managed to hold Clint down, which to him with full confidence. We got this. Calm down. Much as Clint was panicking when Jiraiya said Pat, he felt at ease. Didn't even scream anything. True to his word, Zhao was the one who started to once again lose his composure.
Why was there no screaming in pain?
All of a sudden the back door opened and several people came in. You guys are safe, Kuma was ecstatic. Turned out it seemed to be hostages, because we already got them out. Coming along with group knowledge when Taku, Maid, Zato and Momoko. They were ones to rescue him. It was a hint from Hody was right on the mark.
You're one that Agent Abella told me about, aren't you?
Zalzaka. But how? Oh, that. Let us say it pays off to be extra aware, Momoko explained. Before he departed, Hody told us about your case and suspicion that maybe you're on the loose. And from the case, we know one of your habits as well, Zato added. You take hostages on people you coax on. That way your films will come to fruition without ridiculous script and characterization. There's absolutely nothing good from script. That will come from scripts like that. Most people from most planets engulfed in more you captured. Raven started pointing out just how vile his acts were. They serve because the film he made for that script. Films are supposed to entertain, not destroy. Oh, they certainly are enjoying my movies. Zhao's been used his twisted logic to justify his actions. There were debates, rivalries that span beyond the world. It's been but a sign of popularity. If a movie is popular, it means it's good. You dare make a mockery of what is good? Movie is good. Only you think like that. Movie that destroys others cannot be good. Taku shouted at him angrily. Films were also part of his childhood. No way how is he going to let anyone make a mockery about that. Leave the rest to us. Everyone leave this place. Hody commanded his Clint and the rest to get away. Knowing that there was at least Taku, Jiraiya and Momoko, Clint knew that they could be trusted, so he led the others to get out. But his neighbours were teamed to prepare themselves. Okay, I need to find me OSD. Wait for it to load. Aura Mask! Emergency! Deca Ranger! Face on! Dino Buckler! Super Henge! Goran Changer! Install! Mega Ranger! Near the team incomplete, they transform anyway, ready to face the foe without mercy. Red Mask! Pink Mask! Shikari Sentai, Masked Man, Pursue Mysterious Cases, Deca Blue, Terror Ranger, May, Ninja Black, Jiraiya, Mega Yellow, Super Sentai, don't go down this easy. Styles extended through several pills to skies and became Batdroid. Well, you already know us, no matter. Red Mask quickly got into his fighting pose, he single breath, let's go. But only with 5 members, the team charged forward and fought against the Batdroid bravely. Doesn't matter be 6 members, these minions certainly have power in numbers. They quickly swarm the Super Sentai, but 5 did not falter. Again, there's 6. Whether even Mizordi's were noted. Is Mikoto and Melee back yet? Ninja Black out of frenzy beat through a number of Batdroids. Even the elbow of Batdroid without even looking. Zonk! Not yet. Mega replied. She swiped several Batdroids with her blade arm. Just let them solve their problems at the moment. They'll be back. How about the Mighty? Telling the time to while shooting a Batdroid. We'll be able to unleash the Super Sentai ball this way? We'll have to make do with or without it. Red Mask was striking one Batdroid with a palm strike, then kicking another behind him. But he did look at this one at the moment. I don't know, think about that later. You better hurry, guys. This swarm doesn't seem to be normal. Like I advise you slash several from Mr. D-Rock. Knowing an alien like this, he might have something in plan. I know that already. That's why. Masky Ribbon! Pink Maskman unleashed her Masky Ribbon. Where when she lashed it forward, it did not bind his large group of Batdroid, but rather fell onto the ground, circling around it. When she generated spark around it, leveling the ground they stood at, making them stuck on ground. Great, now I can bury them. Ninja Black responded with quickly getting into a hand steel position. Nimpo, Rock, Fall. That boulders were summoned, and they buried the group of Batdroids in one swift technique. Maha! Wherever the dust cleared, Zalta was seen spreading his hands and made a port-like hold he put his hand onto. In addition, Chiba regained his confidence.
Those minions bought me enough time. Now witness one of my finest
Masterpieces! In fact, he pulled out his hands out of both holes and released 4 figurines. Figurines, shockingly enough, resembled Deca Blue, Terror Ranger, Ninja Black, and Mega Yellow. Oh god, he's selling bootlegs! Voodoo, Ninja Black made a guess. You skipped us out. Her master noted there was no figurines for the 2 masked men. If you're doing voodoo, you should be doing a complete set. Stop giving him ideas, Takaru! I think that's corrected. At this point, probably too late, and he'll be paying for that mistake.
There's more than voodoo for good matches.
Sounds explained, North corrected.
Those who are not involved can go take a hike.
Or for some, there was a lot of gas coming out from the figurine. Gas seemed damping towards the Sentai, not the surrounding. There's still enough to lock away the team. However, as they got up, they found that both Red Mask and Pink Mask have been frozen solid. Takaru, Momoko! Takaru called out to his teammates until he realized something. Wait, who's carrying the Super Sentai ball this time? It's usually Takaru, Terry answered. Oh, we're getting rid of the most powerful members of the team just to facilitate this plot. Which was met with much disappointment on Takaru's case. They won't be able to use the Super Sentai ball. God damn. Suddenly 2 portal holes open and the hands grabbed the frozen Red Mask and Pink Mask. After dragging him in and Maria right in by Zelda's side. Oh god, Takaru and Momoko, Ninja Black exclaimed. Damn it, now using hostages, Mega Yellow lamented. But at that point, the figurine started to glow and grew bigger and bigger. Wait, what? Eventually, as the glow vanished, they turned to extra copies of the remaining Rangers. Knockoffs? Are you trying to fool us? Terry exclaimed at the sight of the knockoffs, reminding her about one time Bandor unleashed a set of knockoff Zoo Rangers to make people lose trust on them. Only this time, there probably won't be such bad. Because this won't trick us, you know. Of course, you have a real deal Super Sentai. And so are they, in a sense. Zalza explains and brought shock to the team. In their homes, they used to be hero. Then, war engulfed their home. There's nothing they can do except witnessing their home burn. And you enslaved them? Deku called him out. With a bit of some good jokes like, hey, that fella, just smoothing things out. What do you think makes an easy praise? Praise to me. Zalza explains and brought further shock to the team. Sorrow over how they were used to the basis of why the war erupted. Sorrow because people from various countries in their planet trying to imitate them and erupted in war with petty arguments about which version is real and which one is the imitator. Okay, there's no subtext here, certainly. Especially when they came popular throughout the media like terrorism. Wait, media? Oh god, he's saying that? I guess I do things. There are heroes in Mad Planet television show? Yes, that's what I said. In a sense, a real deal. He would say a fictional character, unreal, but not to me. I sent him the answers in them. In fact, I can feel what they feel over transferring events. Styles explain about how he perceives things and how he came this way. And yet, these four heroes, they know sorrow about their existence, cause destructive wars of the planet they were created. But they now feel like they're nothing better than the villains they have fought. Isn't that right? Then start calling out the names of the knockoff, starting the Terror Ranger knockoff, seems to have the oldest and more worn out suit, Code XKH. Then he turns towards Ninja Black knockoff, Code XC. There's a different paragraph for some reason. Followed by the Mega Yellow knockoff, Code XAH. And lastly, the Decker Blue knockoff, Code XST. The latter knockoff he mentioned, the latter knockoff he mentioned, the design of their suits were simply the later the knockoff. Though not so much, it seemed that their stars showed they were still worn out. By the look of it looked like XKH is the oldest among these heroes. Nothing better than the villains. No, that's not. Turning to shout out in both giants distress. That's just part of your drug, I'm sure. You know that sometimes people in despair and sorrow turn towards drugs. Chowder points out before he notices that Deku is aiming his deep down his head. Oh, go ahead, try to shoot me. I told these guys any funny moves, I'll break these two dead. At that moment, Deku noticed that these heroes are pointing their weapons, even similar to what the Sentai had, towards the frozen blocks of red mask and pink mask, without moving entrance. Bastard, there's more than mere hostage situation. See, you may face similar enemies. Azal once again opened two small portals to his side and put his hand onto it. Dark Aura started to engulf his knockoff. They fight better. Enough talk then. Strength Knights. Destroy these knockoffs. Strength Knights. Strength is another way of saying power, and the modern equivalent of knights is rangers. Knock off. I'm hearing the word, it was like a trigger word. Like XC that was the first to speak and his voice showed his rage. Ah! And he was the first to dash forward and tackle his counterpart Ninja Black, pushing him away from the team, whereas the other Strength Knights also rushed forward to attack their respective counterparts. Not satisfied with just knocking him to the ground, XC didn't even draw his weapon. With his fists clenched, he another series of stylish punches right onto Ninja Black's head. It's only after Ninja Black kicked his body in the ground like he left off. What strength? You're not joking calling yourself Strength Knight. Ninja Black constantly rubbed his head while playing his Kakuri Maru. When he didn't even bother to call him by the codename, mouthing out, Strength Knight, Black? We are not knockoffs. We are not knockoffs. He was a much a word like that. XC then made his own version of Kakuri Maru look-alike. Redundancy, most towards Ninja Black further. In the meantime, Deku and XST were locked in a clash with both his D-Rod and the latter's look-alike. There's no knowing which is going to be a better one. To come out of this better? XST were similarly triggered that word, and similarly he lessened his pushing force, causing Deku to overpush, and as he pushed himself forward, XST put his power on Deku's head, holding it in extreme grip and lifting him forward. No one's better! With a maniacal scheme and mighty force, threw Deku Blue away with just one hand. Wait, what did I just... Deku wondered what he said meant something. His line of thoughts were cut short, as suddenly XST activated his own version of SWAT mode, and gunning him down with his version of D-Revolver, causing Deku to concentrate on dodging. No one's better! This is real! In the meantime, Mega already armed himself with Mega Sling and shot several times towards XAH. The latter just ran through it, closed in, delivered a cross chop. One of her arms obviously used her own version in the blade arm to knock away Mega Yellow. Rats! Mega Yellow cursed, he rolled away and died. She's going to suck, she's really tough. Not just copying my words. Dude, she really got better experience. Copy? Don't think a word were pressed again. XAH's words did not only contain anger, but were also on the verge of breaking. Copy should die! And he else threw her version of Mega Sniper. That gun shooting a place where Mega Yellow hit, forcing her to run off. She also started shooting at her in great attitude, making Mega Yellow's efforts to dodge hardest. No more copies! Jeez, what are these guys? Mega Yellow thought she tried dodging. She was about how Deku and Ninja Black fought like I'm not. I know about this trigger word, but just how many trigger words do these guys have? Mega Yellow looked at Zara as he was minded at something. It's bad to say they were a former hero. What happened to him if they have so much trigger words? At the same time, however, without drawing their weapons, both Terror Ranger and XKH were locked in hand-to-hand combat. However, Terror Ranger knew something was really wrong, so he continued to block off XKH's strikes. He tried to appeal to enemy. Aren't you heroes? Is this what heroes do? Heroes? Such word once again triggered something within XKH. In instant, her strikes came quicker. Unlike the others, however, she was more coherent, no less angry. Where does that take us? Our homes are still destroyed, even with our heroism. To hell with that! Eventually, Terror Ranger couldn't hold up. She started to receive more hits, and before she knew it, XK-Hate had drawn her own birds of terror arrow. She started clobbing Terror Ranger with the bow parts. There are no more heroes! XK-Hate nearly said and stood to the fallen Terror Ranger, drawing her own bow for a finishing shot. Terror Ranger knew she would be finished. She asked one final gambit. One gambit only the warrior of love of the research tried cloth. Start speaking. There's always a hero within you. In both words, something triggered in XK-Hate again, whether she was instead taking. Rather than taunting her shaky hands, Terror Ranger continued to speak. A hero is someone who willingly accepts help innocent people and finds joy in it. Surely you know the times, and you are a hero. Mega was still dodging XK-Hate's shot. At that point, she heard Terror Ranger's words. Maybe that could be worth a shot. Whose question is going easy, and he started speaking as well, direct to XK-Hate. You still remember when you were being a hero, helping people, seeing a smile full of thanks to you? Didn't you feel good of it? Nekaboo and Ninja Black also caught on with it. One day at a time, they eventually continued on what the girl said. That is what's great about being heroes, the good that come to such good deeds. Knock off whoever's better, those never matter when it comes to doing good. Even copycats can do good deeds and feel good at it. Their words repeated. Whoever's strength night starts to shake uncontrollably, hearing them, tearing the sense and pressed on. You're a hero, and please believe in your desire to do good. Regardless of the outcome, doing good deeds is its own reward. Nothing, no word can take it away. XK-Hate was shaking so hard she was having trouble to stand up as Terror the one who slowly got up. Okay, I've lost my foot. She seemed to enjoy her own weapon, instead waiting for XK-Hate to stand on her own feet. However, suddenly her body stood straight, and she suddenly turned behind and shot 2 arrows towards the frozen block, seeing the red mask and pink mask. Ah, fool! So you chose to kill these two even without my orders. Yes. Okay, the sound of shouting ice blocks moving throughout the room. Zao was the last triumphantly. Good work, knights. I am so proud of you. So proud of you. What? No, Takaru, Marco. Terry shouted in disbelief, believing that XK-Hate didn't even listen to her. Instead, she chose to do so to spite her. Why? Why would you? With her mask, she felt like she was about to cry in anguish. Ah, got it. Zao continued to laugh. Suddenly, Two's fist would punch onto his mouth, knocking him away. Well, what? But, oh, thought us dead, didn't you? The red mask exclaimed, just freed from the ice prison made him feel relegate. Let me correct that. More like being free. Takaru, tearing the corner out, suddenly the voice stopped her. Back and wait later. Strength Knights, assemble! XK-Hate suddenly exclaimed. The rest of the Strength Knights quickly gathered in front of her. Our enemies are not these. Wondering who we are Super Sentai, Deku ran for her. Right, Super Sentai, XK-Hate command. Our enemy is him.
You ungrateful little.
Zao was cursing as he tried to get up.
I created you all. You can say that I am your father.
And yet, as a father, you only created us to cause strife between those who are watching us. XC spoke next, and he's also quite anxious. After importing by that country, the strife of our watches arguing over between which one is real or not. To a point destroyed them. You watched this. That's why you created us, isn't it? XSD chimed as well. We call ourselves heroes, but you made us turn into symbols and reasons for destruction. Now that I think of it, of course it makes sense. Interact finally put the pieces together and became clear to him. This is the modus operandi about Alienizer. Make films that hit persistent spots of both countries if they end up in war. These guys are part of both film. Yes, we have a Strength Knights. In essence, we are supposedly similar to you. Heroes fighting for justice against evil, but somehow elements of our universe are made that will incent those who watch from another side of the world and erupt into an unstoppable war that we couldn't prevent. No subtext there, no sir. But now we remember, XK-Hate finalized, when we helping us in our world, we were filled with joy. That's what it meant to be a hero, how it should have been, and what we should aspire to be.
Fools, what's done is done.
Zao just shouted angrily, stomping the ground, as Red Mask and Pink Mask already moved to their allies' side.
Nothing you can do about it. Might as well live the fact you are all the cause of destruction to both worlds.
In fact, there's one more thing we can do. As heroes, XK-Hate said sharply, all of a sudden like preparing for their own build. to protect the innocent, to uphold justice, preserve the land, to vanquish evil wherever it may come. Strength Knights, assembled! Wow, Pink Masenor, really look like a Super Sentai. In a way, it's really good. I'm missing. You're deaf, evil! X-H finished by pointing Zara with her finger. She then looked at Terranger, and for that we will need your help. Wait, I'm the... Dreadmaster tried to search the leadership, but in the last second he backed away, knowing that it'd be probably awkward to ask the team and not have his counterpart and felt close to Terranger. Never mind, May, you do what you must. Huh? Terranger said. That means we're not using the... It wouldn't be fair for them. Dreadmaster pointed to the Strength Knights while looking at them. I believe you guys can do it. Wait, you're the leader? XC was quite surprised hearing how Redmaster listened. Never seen someone like him, but X8 commented. It doesn't matter. Suddenly, however, a gunshot was heard. Once again, Zauser fell down. Apparently his leg was shot down by XST of his Versa B revolver. You think you can run like a coward while we speak? XST said before turning to Deku. Let's get down to business, partner. Deku was about to deny about parts of this one time. He felt like being proper to deny on it. Thank you, Super Sentai. As Extra hits set back, the Strength Knights lined up their counterpart playing strike. Now, witness your end, evil! Hi! Zaz was shivering in his seat position, knowing with his death ever to come. The crime of destruction of our world and those who watch over us. XD exclaimed, signaling that it's about time to strike. Your end comes! That's all the Strength Knights and their counterparts ran forward their weapons at hand, one by one slashed Zauser. What the hell does Mega Yellow and XA8 slash with? Continuously draining his life. The shriek Zauser exploded. There's nothing more that came from his mouth. That takes a case of a destructive filmmaker. Deku said to face him up. You have our thanks, Strength Knights. We did it! Mega Yellow clapped and jumped in joy before grabbing it to shake it. You did great. However, all of a sudden her joy were dashed as XAH's hands started to immaterialize, to be dematerialized, and started to dissipate. Wait, what? No. Oh, this. I knew it would come, XA noted sadly. Our time in this world's expired. It was set in stone moment our world were destroyed. No, no way. Pink Mask voiced away regardless of having no counterpart to his answer be the mine. And there's nothing we can do? Unfortunately not, miss. XC and E2 start to dissipate. Even then, there's a glorious end we can be proud of. We have avenged our world, made sure such tragedy will not repeat anymore. XC all start to dissipate beneath his mask seemed to be smiling. He even got a part of something similar to us, the Super Sentai. Back in those days, they called us knockoff to another thing, or copycat. But you guys, XK8 said sweetly, she also started to show signs of this thing too. You didn't care. You recognized us as heroes, champions to be innocent. You let us be ourselves. No, that's not true. Terranger went to hug XK8 on the shoulder, but part of the has disappeared. That's not true. Deep down you haven't held your feelings out hers and we wouldn't have failed. And especially you, XK8 said to Terranger, showing me with enough love for that I could revive my buried feelings along with my friends. What are you trying to say? Thank you, Terranger, she answered. If you want to get personal, you can call me May. May, XK8 said with great gratitude in her voice. Thank you. I'm glad I've met you before I am gone. I am Kir. She was about to say, and at that point, she completely vanished, leaving Terranger to just hug the air. Farewell, Super Sentai. XK8 bid them farewell, she completely vanished. We won't expect you to remember us. XC was next to be vanished, but we will never forget you. With XC giving the last words, all the Strength Knights were gone with the wind. No! Terranger clutched her house and lost a new friend, shouted in angry for slowly sobbing while trying to resist. Strength Knights! May, it's alright. Miguel put her hand onto her shoulder as she was also holding her own tears behind her mouth. They passed in peace. Let me help them achieve it. Strength Knights. The master looked upwards, reminiscing the short yet beautiful friendship we had with those groups of heroes. One day, I'd love to hear your tales. Well, you're gonna have to check online because they've just taken most of them off streaming. As the rough day ended, Cliff personally met the Super Sentai in order to speak to them. I owe you all a great deal of help, Cliff said to the team. I don't know how to repay it. Oh, we don't require any payment, Mr. Cliff, Jai tried to show him. Just keep doing what you do best, directing. Oh yeah, about that, oh Jared. What are you going to do with this project? Don't tell me you're going to scrap it, Jack said worried. Oh, I thought it was a really grand idea. Oh ho, you're worrying for the wrong reasons, Missy. Turning sort of a laugh. The project will still go on. It's just that I have to start from scratch again. New script writer and hopefully a better producer. If all has failed, I'll just start producing myself. You can produce yourself. Taku points out, point out. Well, the reason I was looking for a producer was because I want more people to feel the beauty of that idea of cultural unity. Taylor explained to him, if I cannot, then producing myself be my backup plan. Regardless, the show must always go on. He doesn't know if your project is finished, May offered a smile. He'd like to be the first watchers. Wow, so we get to be watching premiere? Mo goes right in. I'm definitely in this too, right Taku? With a bat, Taku nodded as well, smiling. With that, I must take my leave now. Farewell. Sentman bowed his head as the rest also bowed in gratitude. They parted ways, waving hands to each other. We were glad that's over with, dry commenting straight then. Acting on impromptu takes a lot of efforts. They have been fighting on impromptu with bad guys? Morgan teased him. Hey, those two things were different. Dry corrected the group started both ways. May started no counter, they walked up. Hoji, actually you surprised me. What? What? I didn't know he could speak English normally. Dry reminded him about the time he spoke actual good English the way to act. How do you want to relax instead of I'm a broken English? Hoji, don't know about this, do I? Decided to end at the end again. It doesn't look like it, but in spare time I've seen Hoji actually take train without native speak, you know. What was that, Chisato? Hoji then asked in a slightly annoyed tone. Are you spying me? No, I was just passing through. Chisato answered secretly. I'm certain enough to know what's going on and I passed through. You know, Hoji's a quick learner, not just fighting, but also things like language. May commented. Impressive. Quit it, I'm not used to this. Hoji cut the constant praising, though deep down he admitted that Chisato was right. He worked hard for this. Ever since he met Jiraiya, he has deep down admitted that he might need more or less to become a perfect cop that be taken seriously. So it took his time. Now Lee could see the fruits of his labour. He had to remind something else. Taku, any news about Melee and Mikoto? After his time, I'd be surprised if they did not come back, Taku answered company. I'm sure I'd want to return where we back. Then the happy conversations were suddenly cut short when he saw a familiar face. Zalza? No way! May couldn't believe it. Zalza was standing in front of the TV. Did you die? Well, that could be something like a ghost, Mo corrected. Look at him. Indeed, while Zalza stood, it was like his body was ethereal like a ghost. If I die, I will go to hell. Zalgan spread his arm, creating two portals once again while he was living. Whoever Agent Abella and Master Long, they have granted me a chance. As he said that, he then ran forward with surprised speed. To drag you to hell with me! What? What's out? The six boys were too late. The Zalga's spirit closed in on them. He put his hand forward, creating a big portal and consumed the Super Sentai. Once Zalga's spirit was truly disappeared, nothing was standing at background anymore. Not even Zalda, not even the Super Sentai. Wherever you are, Super Sentai, we know you won't give up. Be well and never feel down. Fight on, Super Sentai, we know you will. Damn it, you lost this game, Mikoto Nakadai. Both Melee and Abekill fell to their knees as they slowly collapsed to the ground. Verged by north cells and lost their consciousness. Hundreds to not only Lee Joel and Myokyo brought along. Distraction of Lee Joel and Myokyo blinded you from thinking that I would reinforcement. It cost you your game. It stood the Barney's soldiers and Lynchies surround them. What we could do to them, Master? Myokyo asked his new master, as he has joined long even still wielded Grinjuken. Should I kill them? Lee Joel asked still cold-heartedly. This will solidify a victory. It's alright, I'm still ahead even with their lives. Long then slowly walked and stomped Mikoto's head on the ground, thinking of what to do. While I was still thinking, went the other way and stomped on Melee's head. There was no reason, he just felt like thinking on stomping her head the best fallen bomb. Eventually came to his decision. We'll be taking them with us. To be continued. All of his notes. And yeah, it's a freaking cliffhanger. Taku and the rest got sent to what is known to be hell from it. And Mikoto got captured by Long. What a way to go, and what will be a shout-out based thriller. As a shout-out? Oh yes, those noting the Strem Knights were quite based on Power Rangers. Heck, you notice the Strem Knights name, see like as the X-Part, it's actually an instance of Power Rangers counterparts for characters involved. I'll make this short, Kim, Sky, Corpus and Astley, they're different characters. In fact, this fella some things on like how fan wars erupt and tends to get not pretty. In addition of tips about the brutal import episode from a Keith range about powerful rangers. Heck, Clint Gillow is pretty much named similarly like George Spielberg, except this time taking on Clint Eastwood, Terry Gilliam, who is English. No, he isn't, he's English citizen, so he's still American, and James Cameron. Except in the end, it doesn't matter whether you're a copycat, a knockoff, or something else. It matters you do good deeds and help people. That makes you a hero, and the important thing, or hopefully that makes sense. Try to stay tuned in the next chapter. Who knows what will happen to Melee and Mikoto. Oh heck, whatever will happen to any one of the heroes? A surprise guess that might not matter? Maybe. If I move my ass to work on it ASAP, that is. Okay, so aside from the common theme, this is pretty much a standard chapter, same as usual. But I did have a little hard time doing all those American accents. Join us for the next installment, which will be entitled To Hell and Back.